Hi, Parth. Thank you very much for taking the time to be here today.
Sure,
As you know,
absolutely, my pleasure.
great. And as you know, we're opening up enrollment into the association. So we'd like to talk to current associates such as yourself who have transitioned successfully. So maybe you can start just by introducing your name and the position and company you transitioned into.
Absolutely. So I'm Parth Shah, and I recently transitioned into the Medical Science Liaison Immunology Gastroenterology role at Janssen, which is a pharmaceutical company of Johnson & Johnson.
Perfect. Wow. And I'm sure all of us have heard of Johnson & Johnson.
It's hard to miss.
Yeah. Well, you're successful now. You've made the jump into a very popular role right now. But I want to ask you about what challenges you were facing before you transitioned, before you even joined the association.
Sure, that's a good question. So just like with a lot of PhDs, I had that little thing going in my head saying, hey, you have a PhD, so people should come to you, right? But nobody was coming to me, and I was sending resumes into this black hole called the ATS, which I didn't know at the time was called ATS. Anyway, so I was sending resumes there. I was not getting anywhere. I mean, deep down, I knew the importance of networking because I was part of the postdoc association in a leadership position. I had done these things, but what I did not know was how to really effectively network. And so all of this essentially led to gaps in terms of me getting out there, putting my name out there, and being successful in terms of even getting interviews, having somebody want to talk to me. And so therefore, of course, I was not getting any job offers. And this whole aspect of tired of being just put aside, not being able to get anywhere was getting to me. So I decided that I would take this chance to invest in myself. And so that's why I decided to join the association.
So like a lot of PhDs, you were getting trapped in the ATS software system, so the applicant tracking software, not getting interviews. You were networking academically, but you weren't really building an industry network, it sounds like.
Exactly.
And so then you joined the association, and what were some of the immediate benefits you saw, some of the aha moments you had early on?
And, the first and the most immediate benefit that anybody gets the second they join the association is the network. The entire group becomes that network, which in itself is immensely powerful, and it takes time for that to percolate through. That, hey, now I have a network of maybe 500, 1,000, 1,500 connections that I can reach out to. So that was the most immediate benefit. Right after that came the roadmap that you have laid out, which is just beautiful because it tilts the traditional structure of job hunting on its head. And we'll get to that a little bit in the aha. But what I also got was the templates. Templates regarding how to effectively network, the scripts, how to put your resume together, make it action-oriented, how to put a cover letter together, how to put LinkedIn profiles together, what counts, how to brand yourself and sell your brand. So those were some of the most immediate benefits. And they also later came in as I was going through the material. Oh yes, now this totally makes sense. This is my aha moment. So for example, when I was networking, like you said, I was networking with academics. I didn't have an established industry network. And I wasn't even networking effectively because I did not know the concept of adding value and building a relationship. That was absolutely missing, but that is the most critical aspect of networking as I know now. So that was possibly my biggest aha moment. That, hey, you have to give, and give before you can ask for something in return. You can't just go in there and say, hey, give me a job. I have a PhD. You're going to come across as this desperate loser that nobody wants. Totally. So that was a fantastic aha moment. Then again, I pointed to the structured roadmap. I still remember your pyramid. PhDs spending 80% of their time fixing their resume again and again and again. Well, that's not the point. You need to tilt it over its head, like you have shown, and spend the most time building those relationships so that one of them comes through and says, hey, I have something for you. You can send out that resume. And so that was another big aha moment. And then the whole fact that, applying online gets you nowhere. Instead, the way it should happen is your application comes in after you have interviewed as a mere formality because they want you, not because you're going in there begging for them to give you a job. So that was another big aha moment for me. And when I realized these things about adding value to people and also realizing that, hey, I have value to add to everybody, all these things started falling together. It was as if this big jigsaw puzzle was missing pieces, and now I found them, and I could put it together and say, yes, I can move forward. So that was this fantastic feeling for me.
No, that's great. You basically answered all of my questions in that. So it sounds like you got a lot of value out of the blueprint, the roadmap, and out of
without a doubt,
the group itself. One question I always like to ask at the very end is, was there concerns you had before joining, a perspective you had before joining, like maybe, it's online, is it real? And then after you joined, how were those misconceptions overcome?
So one of my big issues, again, this is online, this is with every product that you can ever buy these days that is online, is how is somebody going to show me how to crack this and get a job? And then you go online and you make this, not a mistake really, but you do this whole research, because as PhDs we research everything, possibly over-research, and you find the goods and the bads, and you get caught up in the whole bad thing, like, oh, but that guy said that this association is a total waste of time. Really, do I want to spend $400 doing this? But then I trolled people on LinkedIn. I found that all the associates had fantastic profiles. I looked at the free material, and I put it together with what I knew about networking and all of that, and I realized that, look, this is really a small price to pay for the success that I'm going to get. And if I don't join, I'm wasting my time, which is actually a bigger loss to me. So I must make this investment now. And really, once I joined, just the overwhelming welcome that I got, people being there to answer my questions. No question was a stupid question. I could post my resume. I could post my cover letter. I could post about a negative experience I had. And Laura, Kathy, these guys, they're just so fantastic. They made it into a learning experience. Even the worst possible nightmarish scenario turned into a learning experience, which was fantastic because that's not how I was looking at it before. And so it's just, I cannot recommend the association enough. I've already told people about joining. I've pushed a few people into joining, saying, this is going to be good for you. Do this. And really, these kind of things need to really be made part of PhD and postdoc curriculums. That's how I feel about it.
Well, perfect. Thank you, Parth, for taking your time here. I know you're a busy man now. I really appreciate your feedback and your enthusiasm, and thank you very much for being part of the program. And we look forward to watching your continued career success.
Absolutely. Thank you, Isaiah, for having me.